Good day, and how is everyone today? This is the Smart Home New Construction Show. And today we're discussing a few things plus the introduction of the new home, the Joshua Tree, new introduction to the market. We're believing and hoping that you like it. We will let this video finish out. We have about another 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. These are the sheet 3D panels. One. So, thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to do our normal things. I feel good. I feel great. I feel elegant. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I've got the joy. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got the joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart, down in my heart today. I've got the joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. Okay, let's see. It is a beautiful beautiful day, beautiful Saturday, and in a world like today, it's a rare occasion to be able to see young mothers like the ones that were around when I grew up, but they live on in memory to quite a few of us. And this song is dedicated to those who cherish that memory. Early one Sunday morning, breakfast was on the table. There was no time to eat. She said to me, boy, hurry to Sunday school, filled with the love of glory. We learn the whole story. She'll always have her dreams, despite the things this troubled world can bring. Oh, say, don't you know we love you, sweet Sadie? Place no one above you, sweet Sadie. Well, living in the past. Sometimes it seems so funny, but no money will turn your life around. Sweeter than chocolate candy. Okay, I feel better. Let's see. It's a beautiful Saturday in Michigan. It's a little chilly. In Florida, it's a little warm. And we're going to do our show. In the background, we are we will have playing our channel to at least allow you to be able to view something while we're doing something. So let's see. Oh, there our screen is, and share our screen with you. Oh, there we go. So, what we're actually going to be talking about today is a couple things. First, we are going to discuss the normal steps that we go over whenever we are thinking about a new construction home. The first being our classic, which is, as you know, show me the money. So, what we actually say is, I love all people. That what we actually say is, show me the money. What we actually say is, in showing the money, you actually are showing your love for all people. You allow the person who is the person you're buying from to be impressed with what you have. Basically, that's all the money really does is give the person an impression of whether or not you're looking to buy their home right now. If you have cash and you're showing the money, then you actually, you're able to say that. And, I have cash and I'm ready to buy, and all you need is a verification of funds. If you're buying with a mortgage, then you use like most of the time, you can have a mortgage pre approval, which is a fantastic thing to have and to go and get from your lender to actually show whoever you're interested in purchasing from that you're able to purchase. However, if you can actually find a way to get a mortgage commitment, that is a little bit stronger than the actual mortgage pre approval. Next is you could be buying through, oh, I don't know. Some people can buy through cash. Some people might be buying through gold or precious metals. And you would need some kind of evaluation to show what you have available to utilize for capital, or you could actually be purchasing crypto. And there's various routes. You can actually use your crypto for a straight purchase, or there's a vehicle called a crypto mortgage, where you could literally take the crypto you have, not lose it, or rather not lose it, not exchange it for your home, and instead exchange it for a mortgage, and you could literally pay on your mortgage while your crypto is still going up and still have that advantage. You have to actually check on these things with various crypto mortgage companies. That various ones do have their various different rules. Then you also have, let's see, we went through cash and we went through mortgage. And you want to know something amazing? If you're a veteran, it's almost like you're buying with cash. Because if you're a veteran, everyone knows that you have various vehicles available to you that are like buying with cash because you're buying with the government's dollar. So those are a couple of different ways to buy and show the money. Now we're going to go ahead and go straight to the house. Now, if you happen to have a lot, let's say your lot is, oh, 80 by 125, then you know that your home, if the setbacks are 15 on your sides, which would mean 7.5, 7.5, or if they are 45 for the front and back, which will be 20 in the front and 25 in the back, that lets you know that you have a space in there that you could build a home of taking 15 off your 80, 65 feet across the front, and then taking 45 feet off your depth. I think I said 125, so that takes you down to 80. So that gives you a home of 65 by 80. Now that means that if you multiply that and those two, that would give you an idea of the square footage that you could actually put your home in without actually having room for, like not accounting for a yard or various things. So there are a lot of benefits when you actually go this route because you know exactly which direction you're going. Let's say we're talking about you, okay, so we have the lot, we have the dimension. Let's say you're looking for a house. Now you know that your house that you pick, it has to be everything under 65 by 80 to be able to fit onto your lot. So you take that and you have your home, and now you want to figure out what you want in your home. Do you want a basement? Do you want a second level? Do you not want to go up the stairs or down the stairs at all? Do you have children? No children? Do you have a pet? Do you have a mother-in-law or a father-in-law or a family that you see on the often or guests that drop by? And if you happen to have let's just say that you're newly married and you're moving, and you know that your parents from both sides are going to be visiting every so often. You might want to have that guest room. So let's say if you're a dual income, no kid, I mean dual income with kids family, and you have a dog, you have to keep in mind you need a space for your dog, you need a space for the kids, you need a space for an extra room for guests, and you definitely need a space for you and husband, wife, significant other. And then if you might just need another room for yourself. So right there, just and what I said, just from right there, okay, the space for the dog, you can have the dog and probably enjoy themselves in the family room or something to that aspect, and then have the dog house maybe outside or something in that aspect. And then you think about the guest suite, that's two, that's one. Think about the room for you, that's two. Think about the extra room, that's three. Think about the room for the kids, that's four. Then if you have more than one child, then you might want to think about an extra room, because if they're young, they're going to grow up. And then, so that means five. So that's five rooms right there. So you have these type of things to think about. Do you like a lawn? Do you not like a lawn? You can always have the whole area covered over with something, or you could actually use that space for your home. Because if you don't really like a big lawn, then that means you could have a bigger home. Do you, I don't know, want a pool? Maybe do you exercise? You might want an extra room in your home to exercise in, or something, maybe a game room or something to that aspect. You want to think about all these things, because the difference is, this isn't, you're not buying a home and looking for something else, or trying or attempting to figure out your dreams through somebody else's dreams. What you're doing now is actually taking your dream, choosing your dream, and deciding exactly how your dream will look. So, you can ask for, who cares? It's your house. You are paying for your house. This is where you get the happily ever after. You can find a lot of times, it's great when you find that home on market that's perfect for what you want to do and what you had in mind. However, now you actually have the opportunity to not have to look through all the various homes on market, and instead just find a lot in a nice area where you want to be in anyway, and then just take that lot and build the home the exact way you want it to be. So now you have a home, and you have your home lot, you know what you want in your home. The next thing you want to look at is, let's see, so that's the home lot. Oh, yes, exactly, the particulars of the lot. So you want to be in mind of, does a lot have electricity? Does a lot have sewer access? Does a lot have water access? If it has none of these, then you know a septic and a well will be needed. If it does have access to these, then you know you'll be able to easily tie in. Does it have electrical access? Otherwise, you're running a generator or a standalone solar unit. These are all important questions because these all can be accommodated because there are plenty of people who actually have standalone solar units and are running completely on solar, or they have generators and they're running on generators. However, if you'd like to be tied in to the major network line or the power for that area, these are the type of important things you need to keep in mind. And then also, if you happen to already know the lot you're looking at, and let's say you had an opportunity to speak to the person and they have a survey, that's wonderful because then you can actually see what's going on with the lot. If not, you definitely want to do this first thing. Take your lot address and place it in the FEMA map flood map search. This will let you know if you can even get insurance for your home because your home might not be insurable if it's not in the FEMA flood zone. I know in Florida, a lot of companies pulled out of Florida as far as insurance companies. And the wonderful thing is, our home was actually, or our type of build was still verified by a few insurance companies that said they would have no problem with insurance insuring my home or my home, but the type of style home we build. And forgive me, I'm really, I got to search through my old emails. I think they were in an old email account, which really hurts. Of the companies that were really excited to work with our style of homes because in Michigan, you don't have to worry about the bowing walls you will have in the basement where the walls bow and bulge and move. And in places like Florida, you don't have to worry about the actual walls outside Boeing Bulgarian movie just because of how the concrete insulated steel is made, which is a flexible panel. So, you know, with the shotcrete, a lot of people talk about the cracking in concrete, which we actually have additives that go to our concrete along with the panels that give us flexibility in the actual panels where they actually bend and not bend to break, but bend to give way to give a little give, you know, to create the strength and a little bit of flexibility in the home. Sorry about that. You know, when you hear that noise and you're like, what the, that was that? Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, that threw me. Okay, so now you're thinking about your survey. So if you want to get a survey, I suggest this because it lets you know exactly what's going on with the lot. And even before you even get the survey and spend that money, you can call down to the county and call the whatever county or city or area zoning and ask them if the lot that you're looking at is a buildable lot. They'll know you, let you know that up front, which will give you a great jump in understanding exactly how you are able to build a home or not build a home. So now this is a great time that I actually mentioned the agent. And now is when you work with the agent. And the great part about working with the agent is you think about this, you're not paying their fee, the seller is. And in addition to that, even if you do have a situation where you're paying your buyer's agency fees, there are benefits to having someone who is well trained in an industry assist you with paperwork because paperwork can be the smallest thing between a simple step and a slowed step. Believe me, I know. And that's where we'll leave that one. So the next thing in looking for the agent is now that you have all your homework you can actually go to an agent and find out, you don't tell them, you don't necessarily have to tell them everything you know about the property. Give them an address and let them tell you about the property. And, just let them know that, now here's one of the great ones. This is the handy point of, if you did or didn't have an agent, if you had an earnest money deposit down, at least one benefit of earnest money deposit, or an agreement that gave you an opportunity to review the property without putting any money down, and clearance to be able to walk away from the property, you'd have to ask us about that. It allows you to actually review the property and make sure the property is a property you can buy, and also place the property under contract so somebody can't buy it from under you when you actually start to go out here and ask for people's help with the property and building the home. Now, in working with your agent, when you give them the address, they'll be able to tell you everything possible about the home to assist everyone in moving forward, including you and yourself. And in doing this, they can, you don't have to give them all the information you have. Let them tell you about the home. Let them tell you if it's a good home. Let them tell me home if it's a good lot, if the lot's in a FEMA flood zone, if it's not in a FEMA flood zone. Because if it is in a FEMA flood zone, you might not be able to get home insurance. And that will mean that you would have to be liable for all the home expense or anything that happens with that home. Like if you built it, you just have to replace it yourself out of your own pocket. Now, if once you go through and you pick your agent and you have your agent you want to work with, the next thing you want to figure out is, who do you want to make the home? Let's say you pick someone who you are excited to build the home, and you've heard about them and you're looking forward to have them build the home. Ask them a couple of great questions. You want to ask them first, are you licensed to build this home? Will there be somebody licensed building this home? Number two, you want to ask them, what is this home zoned for, as far as what is this house's windbreaker? And that's a new term that we've actually coined. And what it just basically means is, what is this home coded for? Will it stand up to a 200-mile-per-hour wind? Will it stand up to 180-mile-per-hour wind? Will it stand up to 135-mile-per-hour wind? All these things are very important. In Florida, the windows have to be rated for at least 185-mile-per-hour winds. Now, our the category of the concrete insulated steel panels has actually gone through over 200-mile-per-hour winds with a Category 5 hurricane. It went through Hurricane Andrew, and with the traditional roof, which is the amazing thing, and no damage to the roof, no damage to the home. So you want to ask them this. Then you also want to ask them, have you ever built anything before? Have the people that you're working with ever built anything before? And just let them answer these simple questions. Then, now that you know who and how, you want to ask, okay, well, how can I situate my house on my lot? Depending, unless you have a certain HOA that you're moving into, you can place the homes on various ways. Like our new Joshua tree, which is for a couple of other small, the various style homes. This home being a 924 square foot home, heated with an additional 336 whopping outdoor second level patio, giving you amazing living space and living style. Oh, like the lady in line said today, giving you swag. So we're going and we're looking at this Joshua tree. We'll go into that in a minute. And you ask, if you don't have an HOA that's very determinate about how you situate your home, like, do you have to have the frontage of the home at the front setback, or can you put it on the side setback? We're actually doing a beautiful thing with the 2163 and 2167 Flagstaff in Florida where the lots can be divided, giving you a 40 by 125 and a 40 by 125. And you can take the home, turn it towards the side, giving you a private type entrance and giving the other view to the street where you have a beautiful private area for you to pull into. Then you still have the yard to the right of the home or the left of the home. Now, next thing we're going to go into is dates, important dates. You want to know when they start. When do I need to have the money at the title closing office? When will my agent be available to view property? Will my agent be able to view property with me? What are the property view dates of construction and possibilities so I can set this up with my where I work or with my staff so they can be able to still carry on work or actually my staff, or if I'm with someone, working with someone or for another company, I need to take this time off of work and let my employer know that I am going to be unavailable for a certain period of time because I just need to go by and review the plans and everything of my home being constructed. The date of the possible closing. So, you have to take that date off, the date of the foundation being poured, the date of the permit completion, and various dates of the actual draws and housing steps, because this is when the house inspection will be done and when you need to be available or someone needs to be available to view the house with the actual staff of the construction company and your agent. This would allow you to actually give everyone the opportunity to look over the home and make sure you haven't missed or forgotten something important you wanted to add before the actual shotcrete goes up and it's actually permanent in our case. Now, the one thing about other homes, you can always break a wall open with regular drywall, but however, because our home's a little bit more sturdier, you actually need special tools to break the walls open because it's made to be durable, all the walls, to withstand pressures above 108 miles per hour. So, that's how our homes are built. So you need to be available. You need to make your dates available so you're available. What is the closing date? Then you get all these dates, you put them in your calendar, and you set it up with your phone calendar. And you got to watch these dates and keep it just like like their actual appointments because they're business appointments. And these appointments set you and your family up for hundreds, and if built well, like our homes, they will be up for hundreds and half a was it half a millennia because centennial is the 100, and the our homes get stronger every 100 years, so we're already past the centennial. So yes, we're talking 500 plus. The ancient Syrians were the first ones to utilize concrete in their build, and then you look at the pyramids, and besides when they were actually damaged by others, they're still standing quite well. And then when you even look at various things in Rome, if Rome would not have been various things hit Rome, a lot of the things would still be standing. In fact, I believe that Atlantis, as it sunk into the sea, is probably still an amazing actual city that's just under the sea that's concrete. Okay, and now we're talking about, let's see, actual closing date. We have our actual closing date. We have our closing. Everything closes. Yay! Then we start the thing moving. Next thing, actual construction. Pour the foundation. Foundation has to sit for 28 days. Before that, you have your actual permitting time. So you have your permitting time, understanding that. You have your foundation pour. That's 28 to 30 days for that to cure, understanding that. These are all important things to understand, and you put in your calendar so you know that even calling the construction company is a waste of time to ask them how things are going, because let's be real, you don't want to become a nuisance. You want to be a customer that's loved and adored. Not saying like you don't want to call and ask questions for yourself, because you have to call and ask these questions because there is no dumb question if you got to ask it. Because if you didn't know, it's one thing about a question. Just because somebody else thinks it's a dumb question, if you didn't know what the answer was, then evidently it's not a dumb question because you needed an answer. So you have to have those type of things in mind to be able to ask the people you're working with and ask them the simple questions so you know the great answers. So then the next thing, one of the great things about working with us is we actually have a website that allows you to follow along. So you're actually following along on the construction process with the general contractor and with the builders. And we actually have video where you can actually tune in to see some of the builds. So it's that type of thing. Now, I don't know about other companies. I can only speak about what our association does with the Ice Cream Shop Collective. Then you have the other amazing thing of after the foundation is cured and dried, then there's only 45 more days and your home is complete. That is what goes on with our road. And you have your first draw, then you have your second draw. You come in, take a look at the house, make sure everything's Doki and Oakley Doki and Fantastic Wastic and Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And then all the outlets and everything are looked at, make sure they're in the right places. If you want to add an outlet, it's a great time because the shotcrete has not gone up yet. This is when you want to add things now. So you had all this time up till after the foundation is poured to remember anything you happen to forgotten to actually add to the house, which is a great thing. It'll cost you extra if you add something because that means somebody has to do some more work beyond what they'd already done. However, it's better pay now than pay later. Now, next thing you have is after that pour, shotcrete goes on. Then we have the beautiful thing of all the other particulars after the electrical and everything is all done. Then the last draw is when you have the certificate of occupancy and you get your keys. Yay! Now, I'm going to pause this. No, I'm actually let the video roll. And while the video is rolling, we're going to switch and move you now. Oops, excuse me, get a little water. And now we're going to switch and we're going to move you to the Joshua tree. Take you home. The Greenlee. Now the Joshua tree. Now the only difference in the Joshua tree and the Joshua is the Joshua tree is actually, thank you, Father, 276 square feet less than the Joshua home. The beautiful benefit of this is that it actually allows now us a home that's quite a beautiful home and the opportunity of offering this home for under $300,000. This is just something that is unbelievably fantastic, and we are very excited to offer. And you say exactly what is this home called the Joshua Tree? The Joshua Tree is a home made for everyday people who want durability, elegance, and comfort. With a practical first floor layout, a private second floor master suite, and a broad outdoor terrace for living and gathering, it delivers real use without excess, built-in door. It won't burn down, blow down, or fall down. It offers a solid start for families, retirees, and investors alike. Landscaping is optional. For full details on features, construction, and warranty, reach out to PCF Home at 941 218 0268. I repeat, 941 218 0268. The Joshua Tree. And in Port Charlotte, we can put that Joshua Tree at 256 Ravenswood in Port Charlotte, giving you the beautiful opportunity to have that home or another home, either the Greenlee, the Joshua Tree, the Joshua, the Melia, the Avalon, or the Riverside. In other words, your one scoop, your special, your two scoop with the Joshua Tree, and then your two scoop with sprinkles with the Joshua, your three scoop, your Sunday, and your banana split. What we give is choice, chocolate vanilla, choose, the ice cream shop home collective, where you have choice and better build in your home. Choice, a better built home. PCF Home, the Joshua Tree. At 2163 and 2167 Flagstaff, the lot can actually be split, and you can have Joshua trees side by side, or Greenleaf side by side, or the Melia side by side, or the Joshua side by side. Excellent for the first-time home buyer, retiree, veteran, single-family home buyer, or someone with a family member or someone who visits. So that lot can be divided. There are many locations around America also available. In addition to at the 256 and the Ravenswood, and in addition, the Flagstaff are ready to go in Florida. In Pennsylvania, we have the address of 438 Winterberry Way, which can house any of the beautiful homes from the ice cream shop home collective, or you can choose your own stylings. In addition, we have in Arkansas, we have the lot at 42 Almazon Way, which is a beautiful lot. Ready for a home. Ready for you. As well as 632 North 24th Street in Buena Vista Township, Saginaw. These lots are all owned by a charity and have the opportunity of being available for you with a amazing opportunities of either lease to own or purchase outright. Your decision. Today, we thank you for enjoying the PCFHome.com show with, as I mentioned before, I got this last night. I don't know where it came from. Bambi, because I actually was doing some research that Bambi actually was a male deer. And now, I was given that enlightenment last night during a quick mindset. And I was like, wow, I'm going to see if this name actually fits as I do the cartoon research. So either I'll keep it or drop it. And who cares? Because everyone knows I'm always doing something different. The important thing is that the concept of the good home is what needs to be for you. A durable, elegant, comfortable home. P is in Port, C is in Charlotte, F is in Florida, home.com. To email us, you can go to P is in Port, C is in Charlotte, F is in Florida, home 2023 at gmail.com. Let's see. What else we're doing? Gmail.com. Oh, phone number is 941 218 0268. This is W.A. Boykin II signing out. Have a good day, have a good week, and have a good life. Thank you for joining the show. Take care.